Hello, good morning. The first session of Let's Read the Open Source Code is by Shigeru-san. Welcome.
Thank you for coming today. So, firstly, this the same time must talk about it. So, talk the same time. So, I'm very nervous. So, welcome to my session. So my session is how OpenAPI is transform API client development. So, this isn't theory. This is a real battle and old vs new API approaches. So let me introduce very quickly. My name is Shigeru. Real name is Koichi, but my working name is Shigeru. So please follow me the Twitter. And I work as a Line API expert for over 7 years. But it's not a Line Yahoo Corporation member. So it's just open source work. So also first time to come to Taiwan, and the first time to speak Japanese English. So yeah, please listen. So this is our journey today. The first I talk about the Act API client pain, even ever work on the API client, right? So you know the manual update. It is very it need to support many languages and deprecate the code class and so approach will get broke, right? So the second act is hope. Open API change the API client world. So automatic generation, type safety, language constancy. The third one is dramatic transformation. Real code compiler, major result, you transform the roadmap. So let's get started. So let's ask the first. So if you develop the new API feature, how many days you can provide to user? So how about A, B, to first B. So C, also D is the other one. So welcome to my session. So C and D is very good for you. So talk this talk will help you. So let's see how. The first session is uh, so API client development is very hard for everyone. So this is not just one company's issue. This is a universal issue. So it needs the REST API, GraphQL, and many APIs. So it is the same, but I will explain about the REST API, and I will pick up the Line API. So I will explain about the Line API very shortly. Line API provides a chatbot and messaging APIs. So it supports many languages like Ruby, Java, Node, PHP, and etc. So in today, I pick up the Ruby use case, but the problem apply to all languages. So let's start it. So the next is the dark age of V1. So I will compare the V1 and V2. So V1 is a maintenance by manually. When God class rules the kingdom and manual maintenance hit its limits. So it's over to maintenance. So this is a V1 SDK file structure. So there has a client and event and APIs and events folder in base and messages. So as you can see, the client makes a got class. So there is hidden the over 50 deprecated methods, and it's over thousands code lines, and it's very complex. The other class looks very good, but it's as you know, as the OSS, everyone writes the code, so it makes a more complexity. So this is I pick up the client.rb. So it has many functions like reply messages, push message, multicast, and get profile, etc. So it looks very useful, the client.rb, but it makes it difficult to maintenance for the maintenance. So this is a got class problems. Over thousand code in single file. So that class has many roles. So it is not a single one. Also, I said it, and over 50 classes in that class. Uh, and in the V1 is a hash base code parameters, and yeah, it makes the test is very hard to maintain, right? So if you provide a new feature, every API needs to change. Also, the development bottlenecks and maintenance burn. So limits of manual maintenance. So how to change it? The light. OpenAPI change everything. This is how OpenAPI becomes a game changer that revolutions API client development. Imagine all those problems disappear. What if what if you could generate perfect SDK for many languages? Your documentation never goes out of sync. Type of come free. Uh, API change from propagate instantly to all clients. But it is not science fiction. This is exactly what OpenAPI does. So welcome to the OpenAPI revolution. This is our darkness age, and the end and the renaissance begins. So this is the benefit of the OpenAPI client, OpenAPI. So developer experience, type safety, and IDE support, and also OpenAPI generates self-documentation, and development speed, automatic code generation, install update is very useful, and reduce manual work. So I will explain that later. The second one is quality and consistency, single source of truth. So one specification drives all implementation. Also, you can provide many languages, and validation automatically request and response built in. So scalability is I say it's multi-language support, and team collaboration is more easier to yeah, API is very simple, so easier. And if you make the CI/CD pipelines, so it can do more scale to the other languages. This is the OpenAPI schema specification. That is an example. This is a bot reply message. So this V2 means not the API client version. So this is the API version. So it is different. But you can see that this is a post request from here, and the summary is here, and we can write a description. And required is we can write it, and the string validations we can define the types. Also, we can reference the other object. So to jump to the object side, this is a message object. Type is object, right? So this object has many types: text, image, flex message, and template. So let's pick up the flex message. This is a very useful message, but it is very complex. So we can write only this, and we can dedicate more small context. This is next. I will talk about the OpenAPI generator, how to generate the API client. So the OpenAPI generator is an open source tool that generates the API client, server stuff, and documentation. Server stuff means that you can make more easy to test on the server side, not client side. So this OpenAPI generator supports many languages. So the third one is a community driven. Thousands contributors battle test in production. So you can use this generator in production. So how it works? I explain the OpenAPI YAML schema specs and call the generator. And after that, the API client was generated. So how to set up and use. So it provides Docker, npm, and Homebrew. If you use Docker, you can call only one line. This is the basic usage. This is a Ruby case. We can give the YAML file and how to say language Ruby and option. Output is Ruby SDK, only that. And if you want the Python, you should change only G option. So it's very simple, right? So the next is example for the output of the API client. So this is a client output, and so Ruby method. You can reply a client.reply message. It is the same with version 1, so very simple. But if we use API client, so the request class auto-generated, so we can recognize that class role. So validation, I will explain that later. So this creates polymorphic message system. So as you can see, the message has many types. So single message interface for all message types. So and it can detect based on base types and type safety casting to specs message class and a runtime variation. So I will explain with real code later. So this is the explain about YAML definition automatically generated. So type safe is most important for Ruby. Ruby don't have the types, so but the client side has a type right. For example, TypeScript. And yeah, ID auto completion for all properties. In the V1 don't has only JSON file, so it's more easier. And the compile time error checking for invalid rules and consist behavior across all language SDKs. So yeah, from YAML to working code in seconds. So as you can see, the OpenAPI generator is very useful. One command consist structure built-in validation documentation is including. Also, you can see the documentation as a web page. So this is very useful. So the revolution to V2. So I explained the V1's the negative point and how to use OpenAPI. So how to change the V2. This is a V2 and normal God class maintenance. So the API client is this one. API client is very huge because it's auto-generated, but we don't need the maintenance that big class. Also, we define the YAML file. Uh, the if you want to change the client, you can make the other clients like this. Also, we define the object, right? So there makes a model object like a text, flex message, and over 100 type safe classes. So look that. It's very useful, right? So let's compare the V1 and V2. The so the V1 is a JSON versus V2 class component. This is a V1 JSON-based architecture. So look at flex message or text, everything is JSON. So if you miss the one type, one attribute, the mistypes, so it's not working. This is a V2 class-based architecture. It looks very complex, but we can recognize what is the class, what is target that class, right? So, for example, the flex message has a bubble context, box, and box is the same, right? Yeah, so we can easy to test in V2. So let's explain more details about it. So this is type safety and error detection. For example, the V1 JSON style, if you typed runtime crash on production environment. So V2 compile time we can check it. So it's very useful. And the IDE support, uh, as you can see, IDE detects our argument from there. So error message is very useful. Uh, as it says, runtime crashed in JSON V1 type. But so that's just return 400 error from Line API server. But we can get the argument error from our server. So that is a big change. So let's look up the client side. The V1 has many methods in one client. However, V2, we can specialize client like line messaging client and line front-end API clients. The fifth example is the uh, fifth is message constructions. So as you can see, this is very clear structure, right? So this one is a very nested, so it is very complex to read it for user. And last is flex message, the key translation. This is same with 3, but we can make more easily to type the new version. So let's compare with V1 and V2. I explain about the type safety, ID support, bug, docs, and refactor speed is very faster, V2. But in other hand, V1 has some wins. Simple and onboard is very quick because V2 has need to lead many class. But as a result, V2 win, right? So it is very useful to use OpenAPI generator. As a result achieved, so the transforms the result delivery speed monthly to days. Quality, formerly bugs, no errors. Scale, many more language, less work. Maintenance cost, high to less. Developer experience, very complex, but we can enjoy it. So this is a real transformation. So how can you achieve similar result? Let's distill the key insights. The 7, the final section, are key takeaways. The 4 API provides. Let's think about the OpenAPI first. The AI is very useful, but we don't need to rise from the other API AI client. We just define the YAML file. Embrace automation. Yes. Yeah. So yes. So for the industry cross-language consistency, so we can provide many languages in the same generators, and we can focus on the value of the user. So which API we develop and provide, just that. No routine maintenance time. So OpenAPI adventure start now. So don't just build API, build ecosystem that's start now. So begin your journey, audit, start small, automate, scale, expand. And thank you for listening. 谢谢。